in my soda. Getting ready to do my jog walks. And then I could take a walk up to 1:30, eat and back, and stop and get water. I'll probably throw in some of her stuff while I'm down there because I need to do my laundry either tomorrow or Saturday. So, anyways, just stuff I'm not discussing. Sorry, just I'll discuss it on my walk. So, anyways, I was going over again on Twitter about the 25-year-old with, I would say it sounds like lung cancer, but I'm not a doctor. That's just based on what people with lung cancer were reporting on YouTube in terms of symptoms. So, well, to some degree, it should be kind of considered a blessing, the cognitive issues, okay, because you become more unaware of time and what's going on with your own body and stuff. So it's a pretty compassionate, pleasant way for God to do an extinction. And we can presume a transition into another form. Okay, so I don't really believe in non existence, as I stated, right? With a very small exception, like if a person was just demanding that, and then I felt like God was saying that the person just really wants to go non existent, which I kind of still don't believe. Like, my answer would be, okay, God's just going to let you think that to the very end because, yeah, you don't know what you want in this form, right? It makes sense your species is miserable now because it's the end of your species. That's part of God's blessing because you would feel sorrow and stuff that you would want to cycle back here. It's different than what my species is experiencing since 2011. Right. So I don't want to speak for Shannon Doherty, but that could be one example of it where, right, she wants to keep living. She doesn't want to transition into something else. Right. So, um, anyways, switched out my water bottles, cooler. Gonna do it every day. Keep the cooler cool. I'll have to cook that chicken later. And then I was already thinking about the squashes. I'll probably start working on the squashes if I'm gonna cook them and I freeze them or just start eating them. Whatever I'm gonna do in terms of containers to put them in. That butternut one's pretty big. It's like all that stuff costs cash money, like freezer bags and stuff. So um, so it I was sensing that I felt like most people would probably have a recovery period today. If not, I would definitely expect that by tomorrow, where you feel like more sort of with it than maybe you did the other days. I think your body begins to actually adjust to it too. That's what I have found. So, yeah, I got a bunch of laundry myself because I was due to do laundry. It's almost Saturday, and I've been doing it before Saturday, and then I got a couple of things over there which I'm grateful for. I don't know if any of them are going to fit me. I have to wash them first before I try them on because never again do I want to have scabies. It's just one of those things, especially with lack of ability to get chrysanthemums, where typically you would just go and get chrysanthemums. So it's a bit of a problem. But I was discussing on Twitter just the insanity of the now in trying to help the other species stay in their most preferred state, whether they realize that or not during this time. Um, I guess I can see at first, I guess you guys thought it was funny and that you would begin acting like apes on purpose and that was funny or whatever. I'm really not sure that's a good thing to keep doing. Okay, with the no bathing and the weird brutality towards each other and stuff. I think it's really time maybe to accept brain loss and stay in your respective housings. Especially based on what I saw in Quincy last summer. Okay. Like it's sad. I think actually it could make people feel worse, especially your meals. Um, just mentally, um, in a sense, you really don't want to f with me. I still have a withal, and I'm not your species. Okay, so you ever hear of people that have a cutting tongue? All right, so you don't really want to really go there, even though you think you do. And then I'm clearly a woman that's 5'6". I'm like a lady, I'm like an extremely feminine lady. So this business about having to act a certain way to ward off sad neutered males that have no physical prowess and are attacking a dime piece like I'm a meal because they're so brain injured. That is what they're doing. These just like decrepit males. They're old. They're fat. They're ugly in the face. And then the chas, it's not many chas, but the chas are pretty gross. They got the big, huge guts and stuff and nasty in the face. And you just go, okay, you're not actual apes and monkeys. Okay? You need to calm down the stuff that you do. And it's embarrassing. Just in nature, no one has warrants. And it's like ridiculous that I'd have to be doing that. I'm not a man. Probably. I'm sure in nature, just a man like a deranged child just goes boom right in the face. I know, just really, when you're attacking people and attacking a female and you're attacking the choice female, I'm not your species, but you perpetually like view me that way and you're all mixed up. I explained some of it. Okay, because I clearly don't look like a child. Okay. And it's just it gets like weird all over the place. It depends on the person. It depends on the individual, the person, how they react to me. So oh, what happened? That's what I'm saying. Clearly in nature, man, just so anyways, even another female. Yes, in nature just talk about scalping. These are like genetically bad dying off animals. You just go, what? And you have to tolerate all this weirdness too because you have a warrant. And then a lot of them will get brutal with you. Like you saw with AB and Nicole. She was like going right up to her and stuff. And you just go, okay, you people got to calm down. And then it was, she couldn't believe she called the police on her. Were you yelling at her and threatening her? Some people will call the police. Yeah, yeah. I think I'm not trying to defend Nicole, but you have to be careful because yeah, some people there she may have dementia. I don't know what was going on. Just people have a lot of things to say about Nicole that I never witnessed with my own eyes and ears. So just there are people that are saying weird stuff, and then you attack them and they call the police on you. I don't advocate for that. Yeah, I don't advocate for that, but I mean, some of this stuff is a little bit embarrassing, but I guess for your species, it's not. Like, because that's like a chest and it's not boobs or something. And it's like, I know, reminds me of the dude at Walmart, but clearly he was like this. I mean, some of these chas are really obviously out tit an adult man. To me, it's embarrassing to become that aggressive. Right. There's a certain amount of it for my protection, but you just go, that's why they can't stay here because it brings out something in my species that is long since evolved, gone. We don't have any of those issues, right? Just whoa, because it's just you don't fight over meats. Yeah, I mean, especially females. Like that species is different, though. Apparently, they do that. Whereas in nature, generally the male has to attract females, not the other way around. Yeah, so, anyways, 10 o'clock. Finish up my soda. So, I think what I'm going to do, I got my 15-minute thing called up. I'm going to do 15 minutes and then I might do 5 minutes and then my walk and stop at Stop and Shop. Probably take a shower. But when I go down there to do my jog walks, I'll put some of her stuff in because, like I said, he said something about got to do laundry this morning. So it's like I would feel like an asshole if I just brought my shit down there. So I was like, all right, well, I guess I'm going to have to do her stuff before I can wash mine, which is pretty much typical. It's not that big of a deal. It's just clearly there's been stuff down there caked in shit for days. So let's get real. I'm sure there's no intent to do laundry. It's beginning to be like how she used to be. She does that. Oh, I should mop the floor, and that means I do it. Clearly, every time I go down there to do my jog walks, I'm typically doing this person's laundry. I mean, that's why sometimes it sounds obnoxious when I hear it in my ears. But yeah, like I said, it's really not that big of a deal. The only reason I'm slightly annoyed is because I clearly need to, I mean, I got to take stuff off of this to put this on top of it this morning. I clearly need to do laundry. So, I got something to wear today, tomorrow. Um, I got to do my arm work, and then I'm probably going to walk to that Dollar Tree. So, yeah, I may end up doing laundry the rest of the day when I get back from my walk. But that's why I'm not going to start doing mine. I would have had to have brought it down there at like 6 a.m. and started doing mine, which I probably should have done. But, anyways, uh, yeah, I mean, I would think this if something is like caked in shit and you know you're not going to wash it, I would probably just throw it away and not throw it downstairs for somebody else to deal with. That's what I would do. The person clearly has plenty of clothes. So it might have been Cindy that did it. I don't know, but I haven't even examined it. It just looked like there was a nightgown all balled up, and it looks like there's shit in it. I don't know what the thought process is of doing that, but and apparently there's a new thing where we're not going to have bleach in the house. Then Mary's not washing shitty clothes. Right? The news already went over this, and some people begin to get. They already told you that people can get sick by handling people's feces. So I know you just go, what the fuck? Someone brought gloves over. Yeah, you just go. Anyway, so the thing that's going around is ionizing radiation from thermonuclear weapons. Okay, that is what's going on. It's an extinction. There was already brain plagues, as most people, anyone that knows her knows, and what happened with Candy, she clearly has it too. It's a brain plague. Okay, and then they're using thermonuclear weapons, in my opinion, to prevent literal starvation. And it's part of population control and all of that because there's way too many people on planet Earth. So anyway, anybody that knew what I was doing from 2011, and then people started interfering and blocking me because they wanted everybody to be killed. So it is what it is. And it actually works out in the long run for me and my species. But I am not the bad guy. So this nonsense about constantly attacking me and then seeking out your leaders and stuff, they're the ones that are killing you. So there's nothing you can do about it. And like I explained, it's compassion at this point. So you had your opportunity to quote unquote listen to me, and you chose not to do that. So they can't even be faulted about what they're doing, in my opinion. So it's been 13 years. You were told to stop breeding like that. It was part of a transition plan. And at first it was working. And then all of a sudden, for some reason, there was a mind thought that somebody else didn't do something. I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know what I'm talking about. It's in the Holy Bible. It has nothing to do with what I'm talking about. It's called the Passover. Okay, so the way that I view things is it's a continuing process of God explaining to another species why they can't rebirth. Okay. Um, I am not going to exist like this for all eternity, right? And neither are river otters, coyotes, dogs on leashes, all of it. Okay, so that a species that's headed towards destruction anyway, because of the things I just mentioned, no possible way to control all of your problems because of your level of brain matter. You don't have higher thought. And it's like a dominant continuum, like a dinosaur, and you cannot learn or change to save yourselves. So there's other forms of life to transition into. So obviously it's yeah, uh, annoying to this species. Everything that's going on for 13 years, it's just, anyways, it's a good day though. Yeah, just every time, yay, and then there's like some thing, fucked up thing, like about the laundry. It's like, okay, day to day, like to the bitter end. Like it's just the bitter end. People trying to make you a slave and a servant and you're hostage and stuff. So it is what it is. It almost sounded like last night he was telling her that there was something going on and everybody was losing their minds. So maybe he realized that he was having a cognitive decline, or Cindy or something. It's a brain plague. Well, it's in the book. It's a Passover of the whole species. But yeah, you cannot take my children. This is just I know, just never in a day. It's always leads to a mass dying off. But this is like the whole planet now, right? It's the age ended in 2011. So it's like when they made up the ages that the dinosaurs existed. Okay, it's just over. That's why God has a book, so people can be aware of what's going on. I asked the thing about the infertility, if that's a question again. Because of the nature of your species, you already were taking people's children in a panic. Okay, so that's why there would be planet-wide upheaval. You'd be trying to harvest my species eggs and stuff. So that's why eventually, for the rest of the Passover, if there's anybody on this land piece, but anywhere on Earth, once the main culprits are deceased and people agree now to what God told you to do for a transition plan, and to stop keeping me hostage and to do the one card system to keep everything orderly for the rest of the Passover, um, you will become infertile. He started explaining that a couple of days ago. It's like once you get rid of IVF, adoption, IVF, in vitro, that's in vitro. What's the other thing? The sperm thing. Once you get rid of all of those fertility treatments, um, it's just it takes like so many malformed stillborns and then repeated miscarriages and then just complete infertility. So, yeah, I mean, if you started having malformed children, then it's time to stop having children because it's an extinction. So, obviously, with all this ionizing radiation and free electrons, it's just like anything else. They don't tell people. There were people that were trying to report to people birth defects, and then no one wants to talk about that again in the panic and denial. So when God says that it's time to talk about something, then it's just you yourselves in a panic and denial, not the rest of the population. Like the 25-year-old with the cancer. We did like what, a month ago, a month and a half ago, and then it went back to nonsense. It goes back and forth, right? So obviously you do have an election. So it's not like that can never be discussed, especially on your big three networks, but told to begin discussing the effects of being exposed to ionizing, to being exposed to radioactive material. Okay, because now you've got these people are like the kings and queens of denial. And you finally got this one acknowledging that people are having brain issues. So it's definitely time for you to be discussing that with the population. Okay? Because you've got to do your transition plan you've been resisting doing. So this can't exist in your transition plan. This cannot exist in your transition plan. Okay? I need an income in your system to live out the rest of my time here. Not I'm someone's captive in their housing. I'm not going to be forced to be someone's caregiver or companion or whatever the fuck. I'm informing you of what's going to take place, not I'm asking you. Like, seriously, this has gone on fucking long enough. So, I am sure that there's going to be people that are going to start telling you people what you're doing and they're not going to ask you questions anymore. Right? You will give that woman an income, okay, so that she can live outside of that house and not be living with these two people anymore. You most definitely will do that. Fucking crazy. It's not even like I'm not even saying anything about the two people, but just the whole situation is fucking insane and crazy. It's been 4 years like this. There's only so many ways and times you people can be told about. I can't even have a fucking friend on a front porch. You still just keep chugging along. Of course, you're going to be fucking put down with nuclear weapons. It's not about teaching and changing people. You're fucking completely grossly insane. Right? Because you go, why am I not being taught? And I'm teaching Mary and Brian as a fucking couple somewhere, or marrying another person, or marrying that person. Why are we not? I'm marrying my fucking children. Why are we not doing that? Because you're grossly fucking insane. So, anyways, hopefully, yeah, maybe when all of these people, like even they every day they're gonna make up a new fucking thing. Oh, this is about you've got to resolve something about your brother no, it's not that. Okay, so you're criminally deranged, right? It's called domestic violence. Okay, that's what you people are holding up. You weren't even talking about the right fucking warrants. Okay, so once people come to an acceptance about their brain injury and their criminal insanity, You just go, oh my God, this is fucking putrid beyond measure. Of course it is. It's putrid beyond fucking measure. So that's the reason I don't have any fucking children or a house. Right. Cindy's here, she's visiting, Scott's here, he's visiting, but my fiance can't be on a front porch. Over. I'm not even gonna keep fucking talking about it. Not even gonna keep talking about it. Nope, it's not a fucking topic. Right. If people are wondering about hostages, this is not Gaza. This is the state of Massachusetts, as you call it. So, uh, you don't have two people keeping a woman hostage. You have 7 million people keeping a woman hostage. Just as an FYI, storming into houses forcing me to die in the street like you did in 2021 is not freeing a fucking hostage. Storming into a hotel and throwing me on the fucking ground for 2 months hoping I die is not freeing a hostage. So yeah, there's something going around, all right. It's called fucking radium. It's almighty, right? You go, why would a person do that? Because God is doing it, obviously. That's why a person would do it. God is doing it. It's a way for you folks to understand your extinction. We're in the 14th year of it now. So, into 14 years, every single day, you people make up an excuse for this when there is no excuse for it. So, whatever that is, it's like a premise of you're enjoying this happening, so you can't stay here. You're definitely not my species. Okay, lots of people are in disassociations to be able to get to a point of brain loss where they're not bothered by it anymore. Okay, just there was obviously never anything any of you could do to change what's going to happen because it's written in the book. You're a different species, right? So um, the disassociations, I'm sure, were fun and kept you busy and kept a lot of you calm because of your violent nature, especially towards me and the rest of my species. Not I've done something to you or I'm some sort of an evil backstabber, two-faced talking about people and stuff. This is my fucking job as a prophet. I'm supposed to be able to explain it to an entire world population, right? Not just there's a continual fucking profound insanity of denial where you keep blocking me and forcing me into a fucking box with an ever dwindling genetic group because of your own fucking denial. Exactly. And then the premise is that I'm too afraid to speak any fucking words. God isn't dumb, you know. Doing that does not change your fucking reality. Does it seem like it's changing your reality to be doing this? It's not. So, anyways, even though there's little irritating things you go, you would actually try to make it seem like now it's is it just one person because it is doing this? I know you just go, whoa, that is fucking out there. It's just amazing that you're in that much of a denial and bargaining still. So, like I said, it's just waiting for you to die. So, another day. Uh, Well, all that material is going to be released, and then you folks will die, and this fucking bullshit will end. So, I don't know if you're giving news to your media or they can see me. I have no way of knowing that because of the shit that you're doing because you're so profoundly insane. I mean, as soon as I got a phone and said my phone number and nobody fucking called to text me, you just go, oh my fucking God, you are so sick. So, anyways, so you started doing this to me in 2011 so that you could get thoughts in your head to write news stories. That's why I prefer to ignore it, to be honest. Like that's kind of what God explained to me to do because I go mad. So anyway, it's almighty and God makes people think things. So eventually, yeah, eventually someone on fucking planet Earth is gonna go, you have to approve that woman. Where is that fucking woman? You have to approve a fucking stipend for her. You've got to put her back on the fucking internet. Yeah, just we're not asking you anymore. You're completely fucking deranged and demented. Just like I said, that's what's gonna happen. And just bloop, and things change like that in a fucking second and a heartbeat. Like we get all that. Okay, we're trying to go back to the transition plan. Where the fuck is that woman? Where is that Mary woman that was all over the fucking internet? Where is she? I think that would be a really good thing to just begin asking them. You go, okay, so when you began doing this and you charged her as a witch in Florida per whatever it was you were planning on doing, population control, you did all that because she's got to stay in her house with the fucking biological brother and not have any friends or boyfriend or contact with anyone. And then she talks into this thing and you write stories about it. That's why you started doing this. That's what you do with a person who God just explained to you again like 2 nights ago about Madagascar and the, what was it, Kakera plant. That's what this is. How fucking insane and damned could people be? It's so that you understand your death. I told you for about 10 years. Okay, this you're worried about pollution. And okay, this is what you have to do. You have to free me, and then God will force all that stuff to stop. Okay, God can't do that. God can't control your minds. Why did you decide to start killing yourselves? So you don't want to exist outside of a world. Did somebody hit something? I thought I heard the tire screeching when I went to the toilet. Alright, so I gotta get ready to do this soon. I can tell I'm starting to get a little bit antsy. So, yeah, it's all venting that doesn't mean anything as I wait for God to finally put you people out of your misery. That has to do with your species, where people do anything to other people and then it's okay after a period of time. That has nothing to do with me and my species. We do not forget. So that's just some sort of an awkward thing that goes on in your species because you literally don't have any caring for anyone. And nothing you do matters, and murder and stealing children and locking people away and stuff is all part of your behaviors. That's not part of my species behaviors. Right, that's why I explained there's no such thing as forgiveness. We do not forgive. Okay, there's no such thing as that. Right, there's no such thing as that in terms of your species and my species. It's just grateful that God is removing you people from those physical bodies because you won't be able to do this ever again. Whatever it is you're going to be, you won't be able to affect my life. So it looks like a meal truck in the police, and I don't know what the other thing is. Was there an accident? I heard tires screeching. That would be weird that the cops showed up that fast. They must have already been there. It's a white van, a meal truck, and a cop. I get to do my jog walks before I take my walk, but they don't bother me. They don't try to talk to me or anything. They were there yesterday and I just walked by them. They've been there 2 different times. I am most definitely not walking out to Devon today. No, I'm going to my other thing I do. Like to avoid them. No, I just walk right by them. They won't be there by the time I take my walk. I haven't even done my jog walk yet. I usually don't leave here till noontime. And like I said, I could leave here at 1. It really only takes me about 2 hours to do that walk. Even when I stop at the store, I noticed. I feel good today. I'm not tired at all. I know. It's almost like I did a kidney function test on myself with that corned beef. But I mean, that's different than carbs. But it's probably the sugar, carbs, and salt or something all mixed together. But that will give me. It's definitely the carbs are worse than salt, and sugar is probably worse than salt too. Just wait till I start going up that hill. I just got to make sure I eat enough food. But in terms of my abs and visible abs, it's from carrying stuff and being lean and tight. Once, especially probably after menopause, because of the liver. That doctor's saying that it affects the cysts on the kidneys too, which may be true. Yeah, I didn't know about that. My main concern was the liver because it's so big, and it was pushing on my cardiac sap. Yeah, it's it's not about liver function. Your liver still keeps working; it just keeps growing. Your kidneys are the ones that fail because your kidneys can't grow like that. The kidneys being big is just from the size of the cysts. So people would rather have small kidneys that are failing than huge kidneys that are failing. Uh, I know that got scary. I get like a wave of fear. Like if the cops will like come in here, but they're not. Oh, somebody had an accident right in front of the house, is what they're saying. Yeah, I heard something when I was. I heard tires screeching. I don't know. I don't know if they can see me on this thing or not. I don't ever have a problem with the police. No. Sometimes I'm afraid to even say that because I don't know if it's like in the past this has happened, but yeah, like sometimes people, when you say that, then they do something bad to you. Do you get what I'm saying? Or like people pretend they're cops and do something bad to you because they're pissed that you're not mad at the cops or something. You just go, the cops have never done anything to me. I had that couple of instances where they told me to leave and I started walking on a highway. That was like one time during that COVID fiasco. Other than that, and that, I mean, there's worse things that can happen. I felt like it was a mistake on their part. I don't think they meant to do something wrong, is what I'm saying. Like it was like, it seemed like they followed regular protocol because of their training of what you would do. But you go, what is she supposed to do now? That's why they were like, what are you doing? What do you mean, what am I doing? What am I doing? I mean, I get it. That's probably regular protocol for that situation. But the shelter is closed and I don't have an income. And you guys don't have the ability to give me emergency housing. So that was a bit of a. I don't like to go, everything happens for a reason, but clearly it's almighty. But yeah, I ended up in Quincy, obviously, and I got to see what was going on out there. And that's when I got to meet with Michael and stuff. So there was a lot of positive things that happened from that. But that was when I tried to see if they could go back to the house with me. And I was told no. Probably most people. That's why when I meet other homeless people, they don't offer me a place to stay because they're not probably not allowed to have people over either. It's a consistent problem, and I think some of it is coming from like cognitive loss, and then people are getting confused when they hear what the shelter is doing, and then they start doing it in their own households. And like something happening to me is a way that people realize what's happening to other people. Not this is some sort of like solitary occurrence, in my opinion. You just go, what on earth? So you found out that there was insane people in Quincy running rooming houses, so then you all started doing it, and you're doing it to your own quote unquote family members and houses and stuff, like part of depersonalization. Like they're all going to play that role now, where they're Kaz and they have a rooming house when it's their own family. I got to do my jog walks. What's with the post office? It's never a wise idea to get into it with the police. No, you have to have police there because they're protecting you. Yeah, that was a little bit crazy trying to get rid of the police on all sides. Yeah, that was a little bit crazy trying to get rid of the police. I've never advocated for getting rid of the police. No, if you were going to take over a government, you have to have people. You have to have a police force or a military willing to do that. So that's crazy to get rid of the police. Number one. Number two, you can see now you need police to protect you because people are so brain sick and out of control. So they don't have to be doing that. In case you didn't know that, I know you just go, some of this stuff, like people think people have to do something and have to work. You go, if you don't have to work, what makes you think they have to work? They can live in a homeless shelter. If they can't get a lawyer to get them Social Security, they can live in a homeless shelter. They don't have to be doing that. I mean, wake up to reality. They don't have to be doing that. Especially now, people don't have to be a fire department. They don't have to be EMS. People don't have to work at Stop and Shop. They really don't. Yeah, just you have some people that try to like encase, I guess, their family in a city where nobody pays for anything and we're all dumb. You got to do like this. Yeah. Like when they're pretending they can walk, they tend to do that with their arms. Yeah, that's what I do. I was watching this raccoon stuff last night, and there was one where the raccoon grabbed something. I think I've seen it before, like cat's food out of a dish, and it like semi did that. I learned a little bit about raccoons last night, and that woman did the thing about the otters. So there was two women that did it. Well, it was funny because that twisting thing that otters do, I always do that when I'm swimming. I know. I was like, oh my God, that's what I do ever since I was little. Yeah. So I probably was watching them and copying them. Yeah. You have to think like in nature. You'd be swimming and then there's an otter. What's this? Oh, I always do it when I'm swimming. Always do it when I'm swimming. I didn't know if the children remembered me doing that because they'd probably laugh and go, oh my God, Ma used to do that in the pool. She is so weird. And then people that go underwater and put their feet up, they're probably copying otters too. That's probably another thing otters do. And then when they said that they tie the sea otters, when they said they tie themselves to the kelp, they tie themselves to the kelp. Someone probably showed them that because they didn't want them to get eaten by a shark or something. That's it. Tie yourself here. Stop floating over there. Obviously, they're in danger of being eaten by a shark out there. But can you see the benefit of cooking turkeys for coyotes? You're like, what? Prairie dogs? No, no. I'm never cooking one of those. And when you have dogs, just I'm never cooking one of those. And then you cry because clearly, no turkeys. I'm never cooking one of those. I'm never cooking one of those. It doesn't matter how many of those you drag back here. Ducks too. I'm not cooking one. I'm not cooking a duck. I'm not cooking a prairie dog. I'm not cooking a river otter. Are you serious? Some of that is going to be because they're being starved. There's nobody to cook them turkeys. And where are all the turkeys, right? Because there should be a gazillion of them. Because there's too many people and there's roads and houses. I was asking questions about that up on the hill one day. because someone knows. That's what's good about people that have been around for a long time. And you go, is this usually okay? Like I was wondering if he was preparing more food because things are going to happen probably more rapidly than people thought in terms of people being gone. Um, like, is there usually this much debris here? Okay. Because they have to have something to eat. He can't just make thousands of turkeys with nothing for them to eat. And then that water I was talking about down in the swamp there, is that usually like that? Because we've been getting a lot of rain. Yeah, they got to have fish, so I don't know if they're immune to that. We can't even eat freshwater fish anymore. It's so toxic. So I don't know if they're immune to it or if you had, well, that's a good question. If you had drought, would that make it go down into the soil and not be in the moving water or something? Like, have they ever had a thing? I don't know about a sinkhole, but have they ever had a thing and then it literally, you get what I'm saying? Like, if that stuff goes dehydrated enough and then there's a whole bunch of rain, does it force stuff down more? So at least it's away from anything that then is flowing again. About what to do with all those metals. I don't think that would be something that will come later if he's telling us we're supposed to do something like the cars and the thing in the depths of the sea like that. I would say that's probably something we're supposed to do after, right? There's only going to be us left here, and you go, okay, so what are we going to do about all this crap now? You already have a dude that has these big, huge barges. Because that stuff. Yeah, what do you do with all that metal, all those cars, machinery? Some of the machinery you might want. I don't know. It just depends on what he would tell us to be doing. Because clearly, sometimes it's just okay. You need to get away from here. Not you need to worry about tearing this down, and you need to go over there. Get it? Here comes a hurricane. Here comes a nor'easter. Here comes a tsunami. Stuff like that. So it just depends. Probably a lot of it has to do with the population size, so that will become evident later. Yeah, people don't need to be like going nuts right now about, and it's difficult for the other species to sort of. You're just like, I don't think you guys are going to be here. I don't think you have to worry about that. Some of you are going to have to stay in bad genetics because you got to run all that machinery. Yeah. Are these the people that crashed? He said it was called he said an impact. Because of the abs. It's from walking. I think I tried to look it up. I shouldn't say I think this, but I tried to look it up if most Asians have longer torsos. They just have shorter legs. I don't have exceptionally long legs. Like, yeah, like my height, yeah, it's all torso. Right, like the one piece bathing suits. Remember when they started making them for longer torsos? That's why. Karen Corbett has a way shorter space than I do. And she's way taller than me because she's all legs. If you saw us, if we were like in a bathing suit, we were walking side by side, you would definitely see it. Because she took out some top out of the donation. I go, that's never going to fit me. It's going to be like a half shirt. And then she was wearing it and went all the way to her waist. Right. So the distance from here to her belly button is way shorter than mine. even though she's much taller than me. It's all legs. Probably, Michael, because of this short person that you, right? She wasn't even Asian. Yeah. I would not ever want to be like 5 foot tall. I would never want to be that short. For me personally, I mean, I guess you'd have to do tumbling. That might be fun. Tumbling and doing like that thing. What's it called? Yeah, in the circus. I'm not kidding. That's basically all I would do if I was that short. I would not be having any children. Hell no. So all I'd be doing is I forget the trapeze. That's all I'd be doing is the trapeze and yeah. If I was that short, you can't be a dancer when you're that short. Me personally wouldn't try to have children if I was that short. Just so all I'd be doing is tumbling. Oh, they're gone already. All right, I know I got to do my jog walks. It's 11. Now they're up there. Oh, is that how we showed up so fast? Okay, because he was already up there. Is that a film? Yeah, I'm clueless about films, man. I haven't been going to. I know. No, that's something I actually like to do. Drive-ins, the theater. I love going to the films. I'm trying to say films now. The word movies. That's my fault. I destroyed it. But yeah, um, I've never been to a Broadway show. I really haven't been to New York City before. I've traveled through it a couple of times. Like just when I went to Washington D.C., I was in. Is that's the train station, right? Not a library. Yeah, yeah. That was what, an hour. That was a huge train station, though. That was cool. But um, oh no, that's not true. I went to New York City. That's right, to get rid of Grosjean Morrison. That's right. That was like one night. All I saw was a hotel, train. That's awesome train station. It's called Grand Central. Yeah, it's a cool, wicked cool train station. I saw that. A snow, bunch of snow, a Starbucks, a cool modern hotel. Thank you, Pam, and a venue, a bar. That's it. That is what you do. I'm sure there's a whole bunch of females that would be. I don't know. I don't know if Bethany Frankel would ever do that, but other females would. She seems too nice. Yeah, just it's what? I know. I flew from Claremont, Florida. I flew to Massachusetts, rented a car because and there was a blizzard. I'm not kidding you. I drove from Massachusetts to Connecticut. Just you couldn't even drive on a road to a train and took a train to Grand Central Station. Oh yeah, just talk about a lesson. He doesn't strike me as my species, but talk about a lesson of okay, this is the deal. Like I wrote on Tumblr. Okay, what was it? Heretic 12. There is 1% of women that you really never want to fuck with. Like, I don't do this. I don't do this. Are you doing this? As he quickly found out because he found probably at least three of us of the 1%. And it's like, you will not have a career here. Yeah, you need to go back to the UK. You're done in the United States of America for sure. That was like a campaign against a person. I don't care if people call that psycho because males are not going to do that. So I don't care if it's psycho or not. You want to be the psycho so that males like that stay away from you. Right, Brian Buchanan? You want to be the psycho so that males like that stay away from you. Not it's a challenge. It seemed like he thought that, right? Like that was his way of messing with people, is messing with me. It seemed like it fueled his insanity. Each time someone goes, okay, you're going out with her, and okay, well, don't mess with her then. It seemed like it fueled his insanity to do it because he likes like doing that to people. He has that disease. I'm trying to get them in trouble. Like he thinks he's orchestrating drama and stuff. Yeah. What do you do to someone who's street homeless, right? And I'm a different person now, and right. I don't even think I asked him that. I guess I thought it was implied, and because he was using, that's why, just like the guy in the video, that because Gross Jim Morrison lies about his using too. He lies about everything. He lies about just about everything. Yep. And every person gets the same story and the same act. So we have the World Wide Web now. Right, whether what's her name again? Whether Mary Jo likes it or not. We have the World Wide Web now about these dudes are going all over the place and they're doing private shows and they seem like they might have issues with pedophilia and they don't use condoms. Okay? Nope. I hope nobody experienced that, but nope. I don't even know if you'd get as angry as I did if you actually had something. I don't know. Just that is why you're asked those questions. Anyways, gotta do my jog walks. I didn't end up eating any fruit last night. I gotta try to get on the ball with that, but I'm not stressing about food. It's actually a really good day. I don't want to go into the negative. It's just sometimes I have to sort of not delve too much into certain topics because it's like so grossly insane everything that's happened to me. So um, there was literally no way for me to do anything about it. So yeah, a person that was actually trying to fight all of this wouldn't have a mind anymore. Would have probably long since been in some sort of psychiatric ward, perpetually medicated. I'm sure, and that probably has happened to people in the past. When just people become grotesque like that and they have this attitude about beautiful women are spoiled and stuff. And so, and all of it, oh, she's just mad she can't get what she wants anymore. Like, no matter what you do in your life, they won't stop thinking that you're spoiled and that you're using your pussy to get things when you're clearly not doing that. They will still say you are because they're insane with envy and they're a different species. I know you just go, it wouldn't matter what I was doing. I could be a career person and they'd say the same fucking thing. I could have amassed millions of dollars and they'll go, oh, she's just mad because she can't get what she wants. Like they will just make up that you're using your pussy and your beautiful nature to get things when you're clearly not doing that. A married woman is not doing that. The dude is $160,000 a year, is not marrying Johnny Carson or a neurosurgeon. I mean, for real, it's Florida. Think about it. I know you would think if you were going to plot and plan to get whatever you wanted, that you might screw someone that actually makes maybe upwards of $1 million. And then when you get your permanent alimony, you have a fucking penny in your pocket. I had no way of knowing that we were going to even move to Florida when I met this person or that he would be making that kind of money. I'm not even betting. He wasn't going to school for anything that's going to make any money. Graphic design. He was making what, $30,000 a year after he finished college when we were living up here? Or was, yeah, you just go, especially when you become pregnant. When you're 22 and you become pregnant, you're either going on welfare or you're getting married so you can get medical coverage. Anyways, we couldn't even qualify for WIC, so I don't think I was plot planning and getting everything I want, and I'm spoiled. With my plastic table and chair, and my daughter banging on a television that's on the floor as I'm sitting on the floor with her. Yeah, real spoiled. Fucking Christ, man. That is not how people in public housing live. Okay, folks? I'm not Jay Avery's girlfriend from is it Hopkinton? That grew up with probably just middle class, but she's made to feel she's got to worry about all these poor people because she doesn't know anyone that lives on welfare. But I do. Fucking break. And then we could see that we weren't getting something. That's why we pulled the guy out of the truck and beat him in the fucking head for no reason because we weren't getting something. We left our public housing units, never working a fucking day in our lives after foregoing free fucking college, and then just started destroying everything. See how that it's a madness that doesn't make any fucking sense? So anyway, thank God for thermonuclear weapons. I'm gonna do my